dan sahabat pagi dari Sepang Circuit untuk hari yang kedua perlumbaan, maafkan saya, hari yang ketiga untuk perlumbaan yang kedua bagi MSBK pusingan yang ketiga. Kalau semalam kita tengok persaingan yang sangat sengit dalam setiap kategori, terutamanya di kategori MSBK 250, dan hari ini juga hari yang penting untuk kesemua pelumba. Tapi pagi ini kita akan mulakan dengan sesi warm up terlebih dahulu dengan kategori MSBK 250. Jadi kalau kita recap balik apa yang terjadi semalam dalam perlumbaan MSBK 250A, kita nampak persaingan kelompok 5 pelumba yang bersaing bagi perebutan di tempat yang pertama, dan kita dapat lihat di lap yang terakhir di antara Irfan Ardiansyah dan juga Irfan Haikal yang merebut di selekon terakhir, tapi akhirnya kemenangan dimiliki oleh Daniel Syahmi buat kali pertama yang memasuki MSBK 250 bagi musim 2026. Dalam perlumbaan 600cc pula kita dapat melihat Helmi Azman mendapat kemenangan yang pertama setelah ketiadaan dua pelumba dari pasukan Honda Racing Thailand ataupun pendahulu keseluruhan, iaitu Tanat Lampiau yang tiada dalam perlumbaan untuk pusingan yang ketiga ini. Dalam perlumbaan 1000cc, macam-macam drama yang dapat kita lihat. Kasma Daniel berjaya memenangi perlumbaan sekali lagi untuk musim ini, tetapi dalam kemenangan beliau menghadapi sedikit masalah, beliau berjaya menamatkan perlumbaan. Sayang sekali untuk Adinanta Putra yang terjatuh dalam perlumbaan, dan begitu juga dengan Adam Nordin yang mengalami masalah teknikal. Jadi hari ini penting juga untuk pelumba-pelumba MSBK B, di mana semalam kita lihat Ahmad Fazli Syam dalam kategori 250 yang kali pertama bersaing untuk musim ini, walaupun terjatuh tapi berjaya menamatkan perlumbaan untuk B di tempat yang pertama. Kalau dalam kategori B 1000cc pula kita dapat lihat konsisten dari Satiran yang dalam pusingan pertama beliau tempat pertama, pusingan kedua beliau juga memenangi perlumbaan, dan hari ini seperti yang beliau katakan dalam interview semalam, sangat berdebar, sangat pressure untuk hari ini, tapi kita pasti perlumbaan yang sangat mendebarkan dengan keadaan cuaca di Lita pada ketika ini memang panas, dan kita harapkan cuaca yang baik untuk menamatkan perlumbaan pusingan yang ketiga ini. Kepada anda semua yang ada berdekatan, sila datang ke Litar Antarabangsa Sepang untuk pusingan yang ketiga. Masuk percuma, lihat asyik-asyik pelumba, dan yang jauh tak boleh datang, jangan risau. Kita saksikan Facebook, YouTube live, dan juga petang ini kita akan live di Astro Arena. Jadi kita akan saksikan sesi warm up pagi ini bersama dengan Daniel kategori MSBK 250.
Terima kasih Nasha. We are underway now for the warm-up of the MSBK 250. Just 6 minutes and a bit left for this session. Yesterday in the 250 was a proper scrap between the likes of Daniel Shami as well as Irfan Ardiansyah, Irfan Haikal, and Rian Hutri. Ultimately was victorious for Daniel Shami. Big improvements for him. Nazrul Izzat yesterday looked a lot better for Nazrul, but just towards the end it's a bit unfortunate for him. Again, it's always difficult for private teams to be competing up against the factory teams, but it is impressive when it happens. Keeping up the pace with them itself is already a huge achievement. Nazrul Izzat, of course, we know the quality of Nazrul. He's managed to put on a good show, so what can we have today? Will they find more improvements? Irfan Ardiansyah there. And with the battle between the two Irfans, Irfan Ardiansyah and Irfan Haikal, it's always going to be an exciting battle between the two Irfans. Yesterday's race was a bit of a throwback to race 1, really, where Irfan Ardiansyah sort of squeezed Irfan Haikal out of track room, both fighting for the same track space. Irfan Haikal returned the favour to Irfan Ardiansyah, but didn't get it stuck into turn 15, so a bit of friendly fire, but the two Honda riders both giving us amazing performances. Irfan Ardiansyah, next week he'll be racing in the round 4 of the LFN FIM Asia Road Racing Championship in Lombok at the Pertamina Mandalika circuit. Home territory for Irfan Ardiansyah, and he's had a great season so far as a replacement rider, I shall remind you. So Irfan Ardiansyah, let's see what he can do on the Astra Honda machine next week, but first and foremost on similar machinery, the CBR 250RR with the NWN CZ1 SCK Racing Team bike. It's orange for this weekend for Irfan. I've seen him on his bike for a couple of seasons now. It's an outfit that's proven to be very, very competitive. 4.5 minutes remaining. The fastest time is Irfan Haikal Hamidi. Wow, just to say that Irfan Ardiansyah takes it away with a 2:26.318. Yesterday's fastest race lap, we were looking at the 2:25.5. So 2:25.535 was the fastest race lap done by Daniel Shami. Yanu Tree finishing 0.022 away from Daniel Shami. It was a really good race from Hutri. Nazraliza finished up in 5th, 11 seconds behind. He kept up with the front running group for quite a bit, but right at the end of it, just unable to hold on into touching distance with them. It seemed at one point that we might see the battle involving Nazralizat, but it was unfortunate. Behind him there is Amafazli Sham, who's coming into the 250 class for the first time. This time with the 250B. It's funny that we have the senior legend in the 250B class, but he has been putting on a great show, and it's increasing the level of the 250B class as well, which is great to see. Amafazli Sham had a crash yesterday at turn 2, unfortunately, but managed to remount the bike and still come away with P1. That is the lead that he had ahead of Kabilesh Rajini Krishnan. Amafazli Sham with the AFS 46 Racing Project by Brop won the B battle by 8 seconds. His fastest race lap was a 2:29.630. He tips it now with Ng Wei Shang from the Magic Papaya Racing Team. Ng Wei Shang, one of the newcomers to this class as well, the 250B category. Finished P3 in round 2. Overall for the weekend, wore the weekend champion title. Still hunting for those improvements with the brand new outfit, the Magic Papaya team. Ng Wei Shang now leads ahead of Amafazli Sham, so this might be good for Ng Wei Shang, otherwise known as Tony. Amafazli Sham goes back into pit lane. I was hoping to see a bit of a tandem riding between Ng Wei Shang and Fazli Sham, but Fazli Sham comes back in. Oh, that is not the sight you want to see. That's Hazik Fairuz, sorry, Zhang Minghao. Zhang Minghao, who's the side of the track there. Zhang Minghao yesterday finished up in 17th. Fastest race lap of a 2:36. He's riding with the Rapido Yamaha 50 Racing Team. A team run by none other than Afif Amran, who's racing in the Super Sports, the MSBK 600 class. Just a minute and a half in warm-up. These riders should make their way around. I think they will take the checkered flag as they come across the start-finish line with the time remaining. In front of there is Dadim Daniel, who is replacing Afif, since Afif is in the 600s. Adam Daniel had a good run yesterday. Finished up in P6, so good job from the young rider. He managed a 2:28.845 as his fastest lap in the race. Currently in warm-up, he's managed a 2:29.3, so still a bit more to be found for Adam Daniel. Hiseti Zaira Hill, another exciting rider, even from India. Hiseti racing for the Racer Castrol Power 1 team, finished in 7th. If you compare it to round 2, he had a much better start in round 2, but this time in race 1 he just was unable to find the way into the leading group. Alvin Xavier as well, missing from action this round. Alvin Xavier, another promising talent from India. Daniel Shami using nearly all the tarmac available there at the back straight as he goes past all the riders in that group, including Pilar Rossetti. So nothing wrong with that Yamaha R3 power-wise for Daniel Shami. They've found the improvements. Lianu Tree now improves up into 4th with a 2:27.0. Daniel Shami now comes across the line. It should be an improvement, yes. the 226.4. So Danishami goes into third and takes the checkered flag. Then Hirsetti Saira Hill as well improves with a 228.9. Agansha there, tipping into pit lane. But no one else is on a hot lap. No one else really improving. This is what the warm-up results look like. Irfan Adiansha first and fastest with a 226.318. Irfan Haikal 226.362. The pair of them always close to each other. Danishami, yesterday's winner, with a 226.412. Lien Hu Tri with a 227.084. Nasrul Izzat is in 5th. 6th is Hazik Farus. 7th is Pilariseti Saira Hill. 8th is Ahmad Malik Rida. 9th is Adam Daniel Abdul Fattah. 10th is Muhammad Farish Iqmal. 11th is Sabian Sabu. 12th is Ai Leong Chon Ai Ellen. 13th is Tangmi Furong. 14th is Zakwan Anas. 15th is Kablesh Rajini Krishnan. 16th is Ki Hwan Ni. 17th is Ng Wei Shang. 18th is Ahmad Fazi Sham. 19th is Muhammad Hazik Nafal. 20th is Zhang Ming Hao. Riders completing the MSBK 250 warm-up. We're going to do a quick recap of what happened, and we'll be back with more warm-up action for the morning here for round 3 of the MAM Malaysian Superbike Championship on the Petronas Sepang International Circuit.
Okey, kita akan bersama dengan pelumba dari Hong Kong yang menggunakan motosikal Ducati Panigale bernombor 19, iaitu Chow Chi Chuan. Hello.
Hello. Hi guys.
How do you feel after skips one round of 2026 season?
This is my second round. So the last round I didn't came because I have to propose to my girlfriend, and then luckily she said yes already. And so
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So yeah, I come back here. Haven't ride here since round 1. But round 1, as everyone remember, it was a really heavy rain, right? So, but finally we have some nice dry track. And these 2 days I think it's really hot, and it's really challenging for the tire condition as well. So I was lucky enough to do qualify P1 in Group B. But yesterday at the race 1, at the start, I did something wrong, so I drove off many places, and I climbed all the way back to P3 and Group B. But unfortunately, at the turn 15, I trailed too much, so and then I lost my front. But today, I hope I will be better. And also thanks to my team, my boys, they are really good. Hopefully, we have a better race today.
So for today, we always know that Sepang is unpredictable situation weather, right? So what do you think if on the halfway of race and the rain coming. So do you think you can be on the top of podium for today?
To be honest, I didn't. I would not have much hope for the podium since I crashed yesterday, but I'll still do my best. Actually, since like my first round in MSBK 2026, I was never right on rain before. But after that race, I went back and I keep on training red race, and this kind of thing. So I'm confident if it's rain again, I can handle myself.
Okay, so this is your second time, and which corner do you think is very difficult in Sepang circuit?
For me, T12.
Why?
I always struggle to find a reference point right there. And then if you're too fast, you go wide. But if you're too slow, you lose a lot of corner speed. So, and luckily, I got Aslan Shah. He keep on like showing me lines and stuff. He's a really good coach to me. And I keep on learning from him. And actually, at the qualifying section, he showed me some line already. And then that's why I can get the P1 and qualify, I think. Thanks to him.
So which corner do you really like in Sepang?
In Sabang, most of it actually. I like the 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a really flowy, really nice, high speed. Also turn free. Because I've been through many tracks around the world, but Sepang's still one of the top on my list. I love it to my heart. I just love it.
So you want to say anything to all your fans that they can watch on Facebook and YouTube Live?
Yes. So guys from Hong Kong or China or Taiwan, if you guys have the heart for racing, feel free to come to Malaysia to join MSBK and join some track days maybe. The people here are really nice. The track is like world class. The support you get is I don't think you can get the same level anywhere else in Asia. So hopefully like see you guys here.
Last one. If you can rate MSBK 1 over 10, which one you will rate it?
So rate MSBK, you mean? I would say 8. 8 because like you can't put 10. You always have to leave some room for people to improve, right? But in my opinion, it's really nice already. The race direction, the marshal, everyone is really professional, and like you guys, media team, even though round 2 I'm in Italy proposing, but I'm still watching the race. So yeah, through you guys, I can get to know all the information, what's going on. So thanks to you guys as well.
Alright, thank you so much. All the best for today.
Terima kasih.
Sama-sama. Okey, itu dia kita akan lihat perlumbaan nanti. Tapi apa-apa pun selepas ini kita akan saksikan sesi warm up bagi 600cc selepas ini.
You join us back for more warm-up action this time round. We're adding 2 cylinders and we're going to the MSBK 600 class. We have 5 riders competing in this category. Typically we're missing 2 of the regular riders from a very well-known factory team, the Honda Thailand racing team. In the form of Tanak Langplo isn't here for this weekend. Usually we have the likes of Tanat and Kitsada Tanashot in this 600 class, but this time around they are, well, I suspect is resting for next week's race, which isn't too bad of an idea. Taking his hand up on the racing line, which has displeased the 2 Honda riders there. So as of right now for this weekend, 6 riders. We've got 2 Yamaha riders from the Hongdong Yamaha Malaysian team. Faris Putra, Mam Fadil, Ahmad Afif Amran. 2 riders riding the Hondas, Karo Idampawi and Helmi Azman. Karo Amran Yahya, the sole rider for FKR CHV Racing. There's Helmi. Let's say Helmi didn't do too badly. The race pace was looking pretty good for Helmi Azman, especially that late push from Helmi. The bike is looking a lot better than it did in its new trim last time out 2 weeks ago when they debuted this new bike from Honda. Thankfully, it looks like they have sorted most of their woes or issues that they've had with this bike at the start. However, knowing Helmi and co, they are looking for the lap times that dip more towards the 2-minute 10s consistently. That hasn't been achieved yet. So we'll have to wait and see whether this bike develops further. This is probably the final run that they'll get before we head to Mandalika for the Elephant FIM Asia Road Racing Championship round next week. Yeah, I wonder if the bike isn't really responding in the way that the riders like. Will they continue with the old machinery, or will they focus on this brand new bike? It can happen sometimes in racing that not every upgrade is going to give you the results. Sometimes it's just about improving the older one, but we'll have to see what happens. So as of right now, it is the Yamahas that have seemingly the extra advantage in the Asia Road Racing Championship. This one, however, it's a rookie on Faris Putra. Well, no longer really a rookie, but still didn't have many kilometers done on the Yamaha R6. His teammate for this weekend, however, is a well-experienced rider for Yamaha, and that is Afif Amran, who had a very, very impressive start to yesterday's proceedings, properly throwing in his front wheel into the battle with the likes of Helmi and Kip. He was just unable to maintain that pace towards the end. It's impressive from Afif. He hasn't ridden these bikes in such a long time, but it just shows his quality. Comes in and straight away finds the rhythm on qualifying day. Helmi and Kip, I think that was a wise move from them. They knew these 2 were behind them, and I think the last thing that they want is the 2 Yamahas having a bit of an advantage by following them. Faris Putra and Afif, they continue on with their own rhythm and experimentation. Those 2 Hondas just sit calmly at the back. They'll slowly build the pace back up. 2:12.4 so far, the fastest time, set by Mohammad Helmi Azman. in this warm-up session, as we've seen in the past. We'll be looking to try and find a little bit more. We'll be testing a few things here and there. And of course, early in the year, unfortunately for him, took a big hit with his crew chief getting injured, unfortunately, in an accident. So that's been a bit of a struggle for Helmi to find the pace that we know he has. It seems, well, it does seem that it's improved a little bit now. I'm sure they've worked out a few things to try and help Helmi feel comfortable on the bike without his crew chief. But it's difficult. It's an understated thing. Not having someone you trust in the paddock with your whole heart to try and find what you need. It's just that chemistry between rider and mechanic that isn't there, or if the person that you're comfortable most with isn't there, it gets a bit difficult to communicate what you want. I think that's what Helmi's been facing, unfortunately. Hoping to see further better days and the best of Helmi Osman, because we haven't seen quite the Helmi Osman that we know we can usually come to expect. Brilliant in the thousands last season was Helmi, however, clocking in 206 on the CBR 1000 RRR. This season, however, Honda not competing in the 1000 class, unfortunately. Previously, we would see the likes of Zakwan Zaidi or Azraik Imanwar jumping into that 1000 class. Last season was Helmi as well for a couple of rounds. And strangely enough, the two Hondas stay behind the Yamahas. The Yamahas on that lap did a 218, so they were much slower than expected. And so were the Hondas. They were lapping in the 222s. So I wonder if it's just a game of cat and mouse here. They just both sets of riders just waiting to see who strikes first. But it is only a warm-up, 6 minutes left. Oh, there we go, Helmi Osman. Now he's pushing on this lap. Sector 2 is his quickest sector. Look at how much they're gaining on the Yamahas. What was a sizable gap on the previous lap. It's closed down really quickly as Helmi hunts down the rear wheel of Faris Putra. See just that raw pace that Helmi has. Again, yeah, Helmi is a seasoned rider in this class compared to Faris Putra, so Helmi understands these bikes almost better than anyone else, especially when we talk about the Sabang International Circuit. Helmi that tucks in behind Faris Putra. This should give Helmi a nice toe into turn 15 with Faris Putra. He would have been none the wiser that Helmi Osman's coming up behind him. Oh, bit of a wobble from the front wheel for Faris there. And the exit down the straight. And he does improve with 212.228 on this occasion. Kip managing a 213 on that lap. Helmi setting the two fastest sectors, sectors 2 and sectors 3. Still in the 212s, a little bit of traffic there just now, so now Helmi leads the way. Question is, will Helmi continue pushing on? His sector 1 is a decent one on this lap. Again, with these riders, it's always a bit tactical. They don't want the person behind to gain an advantage. Let's see what sector 2 looks like for Helmi Osman as he rolls into turn 6. And the way Helmi's riding, he's got enough pace to pull away from them, so don't think he needs to be too concerned about anyone tailing behind him too closely. Sector 2 is another decent sector from Helmi Osman. Not faster than his personal best, however. Kip has improved through sector 1. It's been a strange season for Kip. In MSBK, he hasn't really found the pace, but in ARC on a few occasions, we've seen those moments of brilliance. Faris Putra now ahead of Afif Amran. Faris on this lap, no sectors improved for him. Fares now with the pressure behind him from Afif Amran. The pair of them lapping in the 2:13s quite comfortably. The only issue for them is 2:13 is not going to be quite enough today, or for the entirety of this weekend. Need to find a way into the lower 2:12s at least to have a proper fighting chance against the 200 riders. Side by side is Fares Putra and Afif Amran. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. We'll have 2 more laps in this one. A bit more track time for them to extract a little bit more. Helmi on that lap at 2:12.7. Again, it's just not quite what we expect from Helmi. There used to be a time when Helmi and Azrai were clocking in 2-minute 10s effortlessly, or at least the lower 2:11s. This is bizarre. I mean, we know what to expect of these talented athletes in their own class. Helmi just gone and set the fastest sector 1. So let's see. Helmi now on course for a 2:11, which would be a lot better than what he's found so far. We're following Kip there, who's not improved through sector 1. In fact, he's a whole 2 seconds and a bit slower than the rest. So Kip might be backing out from this lap. Helmi, he pushes on sector 2. A decent sector 2 for Helmi Osman. Should come across the line with a 2:11 this time from Helmi. The good thing for them, despite the track being a little bit more empty than we would like, is the fact that it allows Helmi enough track space, or riders like Helmi, enough track space to experiment more, find a few things, get a bit more data, because they'll need the data for next week, especially with this new bike. It's going to be important to clock in the kilometers, get some mileage under his belt, and really find what they need. Scott Daniel in the 600 class, in the Super Sport 600 for Asia Road Racing, has been dominant. They need to find anything they can to try and slow down that dominance. Around turn 15 goes Kip. Pack of 4. Helmi comes across the line now, 2:12.5. So Helmi, that sector 1 was really good, but all the other sectors just asking for a little bit more. We are on the final lap of warm-up. Afif Amran is rear wheel there. He's the only one that's riding with that little bit of an old school riding style, which we do love to see. He drops the shoulder much later in, whereas you can see Helmi very much of the newer generation, dropping his shoulder wherever he can. That's Kano Amirin Yahya on the V2 Ducati. The V2 Ducati, a tricky one for regulations to try and find that balance of performance with the other machines, especially with its extra CC that it has. The V2, a very successful machine in the World Super Sports class a couple of years ago. With balance of performance regulations, that has all shifted around. The balance of performance is a simple reason just to make everything a bit more equal, so that everyone has a fighting chance, and especially when you talk about the monster of the bikes that Ducati has delivered in the past couple of years. It's something that's very welcome, and we have that in the MSBK 1000 class this weekend. Concessions for Yamaha and Suzuki, where they are now allowed for a port and polish, as well as new rear suspension linkages. So we've seen a bit of improvement from Casper Daniel's top speed, but I'm wondering whether that is a direct effect of the concessions. Because as of right now, look at the lap times of Casper. It's still a little bit further than you'd expect of him, with the concession that in mind. Just noting that Kasma has done 206s in the past, but that being said, he's the only one in the very low 207, so we'll try to get a bit more of a word with him to see what they've been trying out. Because it was unheard territory for Yamaha in recent years. 291 kilometers per hour down the front straight. Usually for the Yamaha, even with slipstream, we're seeing at best 280 plus. So whether it is just regulations or the fun improvements, it's good to see that the Yamahas are getting back up to speed with higher top speeds. So we'll see how that fruits the development of the Yamaha R1 for the future. These are the results for the MSBK 600 warm-up. Mohammad Helmi Asman, first and fastest with a 212.2. You would have been looking for a 210, almost certainly. Kip with a 212.553. Faris Putra with a 213.075. Khairul Amrin Yahya, Afif Amran in fourth with a 213.293, and Khairul Amrin Yahya with a 219.225. 5 riders completing the MSBK 600 warm-up. We're going to have to interview with Nasha Zira down in pit lane.
Kalau tadi Nasha bersama dengan motor Ducati, kali ini kita dengan Suzuki pula. Kita bersama dengan Ben dari Singapore. Hi Ben.
Hi.
Can you introduce yourself first? Maybe fan kat luar sana nak kenal dengan Ben.
So my name is Ben. I'm from Singapore. So I'm riding with my Suzuki GSXR 1000. It's great to be here in MSBK. It's the first time participating for this season. It's been great so far. A lot of learning experience and steep learning curve for me lah. Yeah.
So far banyak tak you belajar daripada tim-tim yang lain, teammate yang lain?
Yeah. So prior to this, been racing in other series, but coming to MSBK, looking at the other teammates, their bikes and my bike, there's a vast difference lah. And it's good to learn that there are many other things that I can explore on my bike as well.
Before you join MSBK, you join race apa je?
I was in MSF, so I was racing MSF for about 2 years before I joined MSBK.
Sebab kan ini kan season pertama you dekat MSBK kan? So what's your target for this year, and so far untuk petang ni lah yang paling penting, more important kan? And then if you have kesempatan, ada tak you nak join MSBK Group A?
I think the main goals for me this year, just to be a better rider lah, just to improve my riding. I won't say I want to think too much about my timing, just to get my fundamentals right again, just to improve myself.
Tapi kalau dekat grid 1000 kan kita nampak ada star rider. How do you feel lah? Macam berlumba dengan Azlan Shah kan, dia legend and champion kan?
Yeah, so that was the most starstruck period for me. So being on the grid with people like Azlan Shah, Kasma Daniel and Adam, wow, kira wow je. Yeah, it was a nice feeling. Won't have any expectations from myself to actually keep up, obviously, but it was a nice feeling.
Any last word?
Hi to my wife. That's all. Thank you.
Alright, thank you so much Ben, and all the best untuk today.
We're back underway with the second last warm-up session for Sunday in round 3. This time round it's the MSBK 1000. So this is now Eric from Ducati Hong Kong, racing for BA Tuning here. He's known as Chao Chi Chuen. Eric's been around the world racing and riding bikes. Just a few weeks ago he was at the World Ducati Week representing Hong Kong. It's good to see Eric back on track here in the MSBK. Yesterday rode a good race up until turn 15's error, unfortunately. So we'll see what Eric is made of in today's race later on. Of course, he's been doing a lot of training with the legendary Azlan Shah, who's also racing in this class. I'm riding for the AMI Suzuki outfit once again in round 3. Just trying to find those step-by-step improvements. Again, Suzuki is one of those who has concessions for this round. Port and polish as well as rear linkages that can be changed. And so far it doesn't seem like they've gotten that extra speed from these concessions, but we do need to find out whether they have applied the concessions to their bikes yet or not. Top speeds don't really reflect that opinion. So we'll see how that progresses further, but it's always good to have concessions. It is exactly what's being mimicked in the World Championship to bring the balance of performance so that all bikes are somewhat equal. It's a very welcome change, especially when you look at championships like those who follow ARC will know the dominance of the Ducati right now, and in the World Championships as well. The Ducatis are formidable, as well as in the Super Sports class as well, in the World Super Sports, whereby we've got the very popular now ZX motorbike, which was running the show at one point, and balanced performances have brought them closer together. Motorcycle racing, ever evolving, ever changing. Again, this is what's needed to be done. All these little things done by the technical team and the organizers. It's also to give us great action at the same time. Just level at the playing field. More level playing field allows for some brilliant racing and some excellent entertainment as well. And that's what we all want to see. So it's good to see that that's being implemented here and the championships in the world as well. Nice little wheelie there. Well, actually not so little wheelie from Adinat Putra. It was a pretty big one. Avindajit Singh in his way right now as he tries to go past. To get through Abhijit first and then it's going to be Avindajit now. Adinat Putra still recovering from an injury. It wouldn't look like it if you look at his lap times. He's been properly pushing it this weekend. It's the proper elite competitor that Adinanta Putra is from Astra Honda. He's got a big weekend coming up next week. Home race in the beautiful island of Lombok, Indonesia, at the Pertamina Mandalika International Circuit. So for those watching this, do join us for that beautiful round of racing that's happening next week. It's always going to be great action and an absolutely gorgeous scenery as well. There is Santira Nagaraju. Santira, the weekend champion, last time out 2 weeks ago. Santiran has a bit of a mountain to climb this weekend. He's managed to win the race yesterday, but Kamal Izzat Ishak was really close to taking it away from him. And Jeff Chong as well, who had a great pace in qualifying, but just unable to keep it up in the race yesterday. So Santiran, he just needs to make sure that Kamal Izzat Ishak doesn't steal the victory away. Because if Kamal Izzat Ishak wins, then it's guaranteed that Kamal Izzat will be the weekend champion. Lap time was the fastest lap in the B class was done by Kamarul Izzat with a 2:15.5, and if I'm not mistaken, regulations, if they do 3 laps below the 216, they will be promoted to the MSBK 1000A. We'll get a confirmation of those regulations later on. For now, we follow Mama Shukri Matsuki, Hee Jun Peng and Santira Nagaraju. Santira, as of right now, he's only done a 224. Mama Shukri Matsuki has managed to find the 222. Mama Shukri this weekend riding a different bike, the Suzuki Gixxer 1000, as opposed to his previous bike this season, the ZX-10R. Under 8 minutes left now. Kasma has come across with 207.093. Kasma hunting for that 206. He's going really well. He's gone quicker in Sector 1, and I think Kasma has found a bit more clear track than yesterday. Kasma top speed on the previous lap at 285 kilometers per hour in comparison with the ever powerful Honda CBR 1000 RRR. He's done a 292. Kasma has gone quicker in Sector 2 as well, so Kasma is going really hot. Santiran on that lap did another 224. Mama Shukri another this time a 220.6. There's Kasma. Now again, I haven't gotten confirmation whether he is already running a port and polished engine. But if top speeds were to go anything to go by, it does seem like it. Kasma on his own has clocked 290 kilometers per hour. Again, I talk a lot about top speeds, but it's just because that was the Achilles heel of the Yamaha R1. So these new concessions that have been given to Yamaha can be a huge helping hand for them in terms of competitiveness. Sector 3 that time around for Kasma, a bit lacking. Not quicker than his previous best, so let's see whether he's managed to stitch this up nicely. Around 10:15 goes Kasma. Still clear track for Kasma Daniel. Comes across the line, it looks close. It's a 206.859 for Kasma Daniel. So we're finally back into the 206 with Kasma Daniel. This is much more like it from Kasma. We're so used to seeing him being blisteringly quick, and after he said that, he's a bit unhappy with the slower riders there. He's looking behind and being a bit frustrated is Kasma. He wanted to immediately push for another lap, so I think he's going to try one more now. Sorry, he was actually communicating with Adam. Adam Nordin now and Kasma riding together now. This is an image that we see quite often. Kasma and Adam always working together well. Adam has just clocked in a better Sector 1. Yeah, you can see there. Kasma giving Adam a helping hand. And that's purely because where we know the Yamaha is lacking top speed, the Suzuki's are lacking even more. And the thing that's very notable is that the Suzuki struggles to find grip on the exits. You can see how wild it is. Coming up, the front wheel will pop up the second that they tilt it up a little bit. That's been the struggle for Adam and Aslan this season. So those rear linkages that will be new for the Suzukis with the new concessions in place would help quite a bit. But that being said, it still looks a bit wild on a Suzuki. Kasma gives his very good friend a nice tour around this track. Adam's going to get a good chunk of slipstream as well as they go down into turn 15. Fami Abdul-Wahab right behind him, so hopefully he doesn't get in the way of a good lap from Adam. Kasma now around turn 15. That Ducati has the legs to run away from them, so they'll be caught up at turn 1, I believe. Adam on this lap at 2:08.3, so a slight improvement for Adam Nordin. Oh, someone's gone well wide there. Eric at turn 4, that's Kamrulizad Ishak, I believe. Eric now, Choi Chi Chuen. Running the Ducati Panigale V4S. Bikers racing in the World Ducati Week just a few weks ago. As he he very happily told Nasha earlier. After that, he proposed to his girlfriend, who is now his fiancée. That little racing trip became a bit more than just a normal trip for Eric. There's some nice stories in the paddock that we find out as we go along. And from Eric now down into turn 12 as he tips it in. He did say that he doesn't like turn 12 too much. He tends to find it hard to gauge that one. Personally, turn 12 is my favorite, if not, well, one of my favorite, if not arguably my absolute favorite corner around here. It's a lovely long left-hander that you can just swing in with so much entry speed. Eric now going back into pit lane. This time, a 2:19. Quite far from what we can expect from Eric. That's something that's sitting quite right with him. Kasma and Adam are still out on track, but they're not really on a push lap on this one. I think they've run into a bit of traffic, so let's see if we can get another fast lap from them. 288 kilometers per hour for both of them this time round. So some people might think, oh, it's only a few kilometers per hour down the straight that those bikes might be lacking, but the thing is, you do have two very long straights at the Petronas Sepang International Circuit, and that's where a lot of difference can be made by having a few extra legs on. After what happened, the previous lap at 2:17.2. Again, not as quick as what we can expect from Fami. Yesterday's podium finisher in P3. Yesterday was quite a circus for the MSBK 1000s class. So Adam Nordin with the shifter coming off. Adinanta Putra with a crash at turn 10. Really fast crash for Adinanta Putra, especially with his injury recovery. It's the last thing he would have wanted. Hassan Shah pretty much being gifted a P2 after not having the best of starts. And Kasper Daniel giving us some late drama as well. What was not picked up on any microphone was how Azan told Adam, he gave me hope, because Kasper had some issues, what he says, with the tires. So he believes tire pressure might have been a bit wrong in that race. Just a little funny conversation and giggle between those two, the legend Azan Shah and the current, can't really say rising star, but in comparison to Azlan, he's a lot younger. But yeah, it was a funny conversation between Kasma and Azlan, just how he gave him hope, and Azlan was really thinking he might be able to catch Kasma. At one point, Kasma's pace dropped all the way to a 2:16, and he managed to maintain within the 2:11s to bring his bike home for a victory. And on our screen is now He Junpeng, hailing from China. And now we're back with Adinanta Putra. As we conclude this session, Adinanta has just come up from pit lane actually, so he wants to complete another flying lap. Check flag will be out now. So for Adinanta, I wonder what's on his mind for this weekend. It's a difficult one. Adinanta is still recovering from injury. At the same time, he probably still wants to chase for the championship here, and every racer wants to find some form of glory every race. He has to think about next week's race, especially after it was really a scary crash yesterday for him at turn 10. Do not want to be risking yourself when the biggest race in Asia is happening next week on home territory for him. There we have a checker flag is out as we follow Abhijit, number 83, riding BMW S1000. Exit there for Abhijit. He comes across the line. 2:14.846 on that occasion, so more than decent lap time for Abhijit Satya Prasad. Here's Dr. Mike Chan Ching Rong, still learning his way around the Ducati Panigale V4. Still has hasn't found his rhythm. 217.8s this time. Still not anywhere near what we know he can do. So a bit more to be found for the good doctor. Number 222 from the Magic Papaya Racing Team. This is Chimpi Seth, rider from Cambodia. So every day you see riders from Cambodia, and it's good to see them bringing in Chimpi Seth. Chimpi Seth getting used to the Sepang International Circuit and that Kawasaki ZX-10R. These are the results for the MSBK 1000 warm-up. Kasma Daniel with a 206.859. We'll be looking for that yesterday for Kasma, but it's happened this morning in the warm-up. Adinanta Putra, 208.223 in second. Adam Nordin in third. Fourth is Hasan Shah. Fifth is Abhijit Satya. Sixth is Muhammad Fahmi Abdul Wahab. Seventh is Muhammad Idam Fatris Mazlan. Eighth is Lee Po Yu. Ninth is Jeff Chong. 10th is Chan Ching Rong. 11th is Alvindajit Singh. 12th is Hee Jun Peng. 13th is Kamarul Izzat Ishak. 14th is Chao Chi Chuen. 15th is Muhammad Shukri Manzoki. 16th is Lo Kian Hui. 17th is Satiran Nagaraju. 18th is Wesley Lim Shing Xiong. 19th is Teva Kumaran. 20th is Benjamin Wang Yan Lung. 21st is Tiwi Jin. 22nd is Chimpi Seth. And the 23rd is Go Chao Xiong. So that's it for the MSBK 1000 warm-up. After this, we have the Vijay Sompo Yamaha R15M race at Leeds, where we're going to head down to Nasha in pit lane, who's got a story for us to tell.
Okey, kali ini kita bersama dengan Dr. Mai. Hello Doctor, how are you?
It's been a fun learning weekend. Yeah, weekend ni banyak belajar. Yeah, cause ni bike bukan I punya. So biasa I bawa BM. So kali ni I bawa Ducati. So character dia, wah, crazy different. Everything's a brand new experience.
More speed?
More speed tapi dia throttle beza. So beza masuk, beza keluar, everything's different. So it's like riding a very different thing. Yeah.
Tapi so far banyak yang you belajar lah daripada dua genre yang berbeza.
Actually perfect because next week pergi Mandalika round 4 kan. So this is perfect training for yang what I kena buat bagus sana. So hard braking, turn, the throttle control semua memang good lah, and also body control. So this is perfect training for next round.
So and then kalau kita lihat doktor tak ada waktu round 2. Why ah?
Round 2 Japan. MSBK round 2 ada, tapi I guna ni first time, tapi very first time on the bike kan, tak buat bagus. Yeah, so this time is my second time using this, so I'm still learning.
So what your expectation for today?
I will aim to break 214 today. Yeah, starting to feel the bike, so I just want to get some momentum pergi minggu depan.
Okay, one more question doktor. Kita penonton kat luar sana always nak tahu, doktor selain daripada racing, apa yang doktor buat? Kerja biasa.
I see patients. Alright, my specialty brain, nervous system, spine. So ada klinik kat Shah Alam, ada klinik kat Empire City Damansara. So I banyak racer, I banyak orang yang tak boleh jalan, sakit lutut apa-apa, any injury semua jumpa I.
So kalau penonton-penonton kat luar sana berminat nak datang klinik doktor macam mana?
Dia tengok Instagram DMC Total Health Wellness. Apa tengok I punya Instagram you cherry DM Chiropractic. Yeah, senang.
Alright doktor, thank you so much. All the best for today.
Thank you. Thank you. See you guys.
Okey, sekarang ini kita terbang sikit, kita berada di tim dari India dan pelumba yang bersama dengan saya ini adalah Kabilish from MSBK 250B. So far, how's your performance for category B?
Not the performance I expected. I don't want to compete in B. My target is to compete in the mid bunch in the A category, and I want to be doing late 28 or 27s. Yeah, still not there. I have still not given my best. I'm still pushing to do my best, and thanks to all my sponsors, Castrol, Mercury, Ducati, and VDM for their support, and thanks to MSBK for organizing such a great event and bring out the crowd to see us. Thank you.
So far, we saw that you fighting a lot with Carson, and this round he not here, but we have another coming rider, Fazli Sham. Is it upset for you because or you can be more better?
Yeah, no, he was never my competition. My competition was in the front. I never expect to compete with the B category riders. So
For round 4, do you think you want to up to category A?
I don't know. Let's see.
Okay, let's see. But we want to talk about your bike. For today race, did you change any setup or something data?
We are trying, different sprocket setup, and maybe so that I can get the top speed on the straight. We are trying to change the sprocket. We will see on the race.
Okay, you have your father ex-rider, right? Is it advantage for you?
Yeah, because I can learn from him because he is the MSBK 1000 champion. So I have a lot to learn, and I have a great experience with him.
Okay, you want to ask all your friends in India to watch you race for today?
Yeah, watch me race. The race is at 2:05 here, right? 2:05 here at Malaysian timing, and watch me race, and you all wish me luck and wish us all good luck for the race. Thank you.
Alright, Kabilish, all the best for today race.
Thank you.
Final warm-up for the weekend in round 3 of the MAM Malaysia Superbike Championship. You join us on track with the Bajaj Sompo Yamaha R15M Race Elites. This is the one-make class where the young talents from the Yamaha camp, leading from the Petronas Cup 3, come here to compete on these nearly completely stock Yamaha R15M machines. Difficult track for these 150cc bikes in the stock trim. Of course, we have 150cc's running in the underbone 150s here, but it's a whole different ball game when we talk about coming to Petronas Sepang International Circuit and its 5.5 kilometer long length. Yesterday, victorious in round 3 was Ashraf Zakwan bin Zainal again to make it a hat-trick of victories for Ashraf. He's been consistently fighting at the top. Ikram Dani as well put in a good race to number 8. Was consistently staying at the front and always looking for a bit of room, but just shy of the podium in P5. That's what you come to expect with this category of racing. It's so competitive, it's so hard to pick one rider that's going to excel. And that's honestly what makes Ashraf Zakwan's performances from round 2 till now very, very impressive. To be dominant in a one-make class like this, around Sepang, takes a lot of special skill and will. Ashraf Zakwan has done that. Raja Abdul Rakib finishing on the podium yesterday in 2nd place. A bit of a funny conversation happening between Raja Abdul Rakib and Ashraf Zakwan. Ashraf Zakwan was telling Rakib that he was braking so late. Way later than anyone else. Of course, that's probably down to the weight advantage that Rakib has in these kind of classes. He's just so much lighter and he's just able to tuck in behind that windshield and almost completely hide behind the bike. But it does mean that in the turns it's a bit more of a struggle because you have less weight to put down on the wheels. So right now Rakib setting the fastest sectors 1 and 3 times. Rakib always a competitive runner at the front. Just love to see more consistency from Rakib. The talent is there, the number 3. If he can stitch together more consistency, then he really becomes one of those unstoppable forces in this class and in racing in general. I think anyone who follows Capri will know how exciting it was seeing Rakib climb up the ranks. He's looking more and more likely like a top contender. Rakib there, clocks in at 2:53.546. Which is a good lap time. Actually, just slightly slower than his personal best in the race yesterday. Tipping down into turn 3. It's a turn where, especially with these 150s, you can just put it at full chat, keep the throttle wide open and try and tuck yourself in as much as you can. The conversation I was having yesterday was just wondering how late these bikes can actually brake down the straight. I still have to ask our cameraman to know what they've seen, because with a 250 you can take it all the way down closer to the 50-meter mark. With these 150s, I imagine you can just brake slightly after that. Of course, the brake strength matters as well, and these bikes with its standard brakes, it'll be impossible to stop, but it's not as easy as the upgraded brakes that you would have on MSBK 250 class machines. In turn 2, that group goes. We're scattered around in different groups and pockets of riders. What we see in these warm-ups, no one's really riding together too much. Everyone wants just a little bit of space to run the pace that they're looking for. Of course, being a one-make class, there's not many adjustments that can be made to these bikes for these riders when they come into race trim. It's all about finding a bit more track knowledge, trying to understand it. For a lot of them, when they started this championship, it might have been their first time ever getting to getting a hold of Sepang. A lot of them are young. They were talking about some 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds. Sepang can be very intimidating for a first-time rider. No matter the age or the skill level, it is such a wide track. One of the widest tracks in the world. But that's what makes it tricky as well, because you have so many lines to choose from. It's something that's very understated. I mean, you have so much room to play, and it is so easy to get it all wrong. Trying to find that balance between rolling fast on these kinds of bikes, on these momentum machines, while still getting on the gas at the right time. It's no easy task. And you'll be amazed to see how just sometimes half a meter wider of an entry can benefit a rider entering into turns like turn 1 or turn 9. And that's something that's a bit of a learning curve for a lot of these young riders when they come to Sepang. 20 seconds left in this session, which means that this will be the final lap that the riders on screen will be running. Riders now form out down the back straight into turn 15 for the last time in warm-up before we conclude this session. Next time out for them will be in the race for a 7-lap sprint. Question is who will come out victorious this time round. Here we go, the checker flag comes out and they take the checker flag. Raja Abdul Rakib, the fastest in this session. Will this be a bit of an introduction of what we might expect later on, but it is only the warm-up. I can imagine that not many are really pushing for the warm-up session and just trying to get, well, for lack of a better term, actually warmed up for today's races. These are the results for the Bajaj Sompo Yamaha R15M Race Elites warm-up. Raja Abdul Rakib, Nur Fatiha, first and fastest. Adam Haris Hafiz, second. Ahmad Jabazo Karnine, third. Fourth is Ashraf Zakwan Zainal Raif. Fifth is Nuzul Adi. Sixth is Muhammad Arfan Ashraf. Seventh is Ahmad Ryan Koyum. Eighth is Muhammad Ikram Dani. Coming in 9th is Shawzaifi Ali Shafendi, 10th is Muhammad Farhan Nakib, 11th is Muhammad Afiq Shazani, 12th is Said Adam Zakwan, 13th is Muhammad Rasul Iman, 14th is Muhammad Ali Imran, 15th is Tang Ka Weng. 16th is Mirshan Aris Muhammad Mazis, 17th is Ryan Kardani Muhammad Sanusi, 18th is Danish Hazrik Iskandar, 19th is Muhammad Akil Ukail, 20th is Arif Darwish, 21st Aish Kushairi, 22nd is Muhammad Akif Qayyum Rosafendi, 23rd Mbok Danish Muhammad Rizwan, 24th Sheikh Muhammad Ishraf, 25th Raja Atar Nur Muhammad Daniel, 26th is Muhammad Fakrul Nabil, 27th is Shazril Akif, 28th Muhammad Zul Qaim, 29th Muhammad Aaron Rizki, 30th is Muhammad Amir Muhammad Hafiz, 31st Muhammad Arish Shazwan, and not setting a time is Muhammad Alif Muhammad Hafiz for the warm-up. So there we have it, all the warm-ups done and dusted for the final race day of round 3 of the MAM Malaysia Superbike Championship in 2026. We're going to head to a short lunch break, and we'll be back at 2 p.m. for all the final races for the MSBK 250, 600, 1000 and the Bajaj Sompo Yamaha R15M Race Elites. We'll see you later at 2 p.m. from the Petronas Sepang International Circuit.
Ooh.